Holla to ya, all my New South Empire, wonderful and fantastic fun and family of winners. It's your winner, Fitz you Sergio Vivas Huff. That's right. It's time for the Winners Podcast. I have a hell of a crew. We have a new addition to the Winners Podcast. I'm going to introduce her last, even though she comes first. Uh, we got up here in the top left corner, we got that philanthropist, lawyer, doctor, activist, strategist, uh, analyst instead of analyst, Dr. Samuel Blue. Wave your hand, Samuel Blue. Hey. Then we got down in the bottom, we have the Duffys. Oh man, they are so awesome. They are some hell of a researchers. Jeremiah Duffy, Letitia Duffy, they family to me. And then we have Lyric Eat You. I don't know why it's really Lyric White, y'all. I don't know why she want to spell the shit backwards.
I have
But
stalkers.
she is the one that rebuts everything. And she is great too. She is a hell of a talent scout, and we really appreciate her. But new to the family is Miss Sabrina Everett. We was talking earlier today, and she brought up some hellified topics, so I had to bring her on the show. Let's welcome Sabrina Everett.
Hey,
Welcome to the
everybody.
Winning Podcast. All right,
Thank you.
you're very welcome. We have some very controversial but very informative topics as usual tonight. I think the first one we're going to tackle is, since it's so pertinent, and it's on everybody's tongue and everybody's mind. Now, I want to start out by saying this: National Guard. Doesn't that mean that they're designated to protect the nation more so than going to war? The Army goes, the Marine goes, the Navy goes, the Air Force goes. The National Guard and protects the nation. The Coast Guard protects the coast. Okay,
hmm
everybody is bitching and moaning and moping and whining and crying about the National Guard being in D.C. to accompany the local law enforcement from the so-called protesters, which are really rioters, as far as I'm seeing. Once they're attacking the ICE agents and throwing bombs, threatening and everything, these people for doing their job. Even the mayor has welcomed them. All right. Why? First of all, we already know the real reason, because my always winning ass winner, Donald Trump, designated. So they're gonna always have something to do with it. They're gonna always have something to say about it. Yeah, like I said before, I have never seen so much hate in my life. They hate more than the Pharisees and the Sadducees hated against Jesus Christ. I've never seen it before in my life. I, but in my opinion, I wish that he would designate more troops. He only did 1,000. I mean, they getting paid. What they supposed to do? Sit in the barracks and just make believe they soldiers on the weekends? You know what I'm saying? I wish he would do it for other states that have issues with crime, and cities that have issues with crime. Uh, I'm gonna start with Lyric, since you've been MIA overseas and everywhere traveling. Well, what's your opinion? I got an idea what you're gonna say, but what's
I
what's
mean,
your
you
opinion?
go
What's
far,
your
but I can't
opinion?
believe you defending that shit.
What see hold on. What's your opinion about them assisting the local enforcement?
If it was justified, I wouldn't have a problem with it. And the mayor didn't go along with it. She's not with it. She said that she don't need them. So let's get that out of the way. Um, the crime rate has dropped in DC and Baltimore
Right.
tremendously. So I don't know what crime they're talking about. The crime 5 years ago or the crime today, but we're in the today. So The crime that he's talking about is no longer there. It's at a minimal now.
Okay.
And as far as deploying them for doing their job, yes, deploy them to do their job, most definitely. But when you're attacking American citizens, you're running into the projects, harassing Black people, and just being lawlessness with it. You know, it's just this makes no sense. This makes no sense.
Hold on, let's dissect this in chat. You talking about that 26% crime drop back in 2023?
It still dropped. It still dropped.
That rose again, 50-something more percent.
It's still dropped. Baltimore is touting. Oh my God! I wish North Carolina would take some modeling after them, because the programs that young Black man has implemented and things that he's done to bring that city up to standard and up to par and try to do right for them people. Oh yeah, we need that down here.
Okay. Now, where is your source about this running into the projects and attacking?
I saw a video of that earlier today, and I should have sent it to you, but it was a video. They were in. It appeared to be a project. It was brick housing. It appeared to be a project, and they were just running up on all it was young Black men, and maybe 30ish. I think the oldest one I saw out there was maybe 35 looking, and they ran up on him and threw him immediately in handcuffs, no questions, no nothing, and it was just like they had the project surrounded and just it was like.
So you mean to tell me they left the OGs alone?
Well, I don't think the OGs was outside. I ain't seen none.
You know who I'm going to next.
Who you
Samuel
going to
Blue.
next? Okay. Oh God. Oh, yeah.
Samuel Blue.
I missed you, Sam.
Okay. First, before I say anything about you said dissecting, is what the mayor said about 3-4 months ago.
Which mayor are we talking about?
About DC being short and needing to get in their budget to hire 500 additional officers because crime is getting so bad. That's the first video. And then she had to implement a 2,000-hour mandatory overtime for law enforcement.
Okay, hold on, Sam. We got that video. If
Sawyer can play the first video with her talking about how bad the crime is and the need for more law enforcement, so she don't have to pay.
Are we talking about Mayor Bowser?
That's the mayor of DC.
Okay,
watch the video.
Here we go.
We need more officers. We don't have the officers that we need, and sadly, we've lost 300 to 400 officers in the last 4 years. We haven't had officers in our schools, and we have policies that make it difficult to recruit new officers.
Now, when was this video?
Okay, you remember a long time ago throughout my show.
When was that video?
Oh, this was recently, okay? Now listen, over here on the right side, we have proof. And I've always told you, when you're on the left side, it's impossible to be right.
700,000 Washingtonians. We welcome millions of visitors every year from an
Okay, so this is the second thing that this is the preparation that I do. The second video is an interview and press conference that the mayor did yesterday, right after she met with the DOJ, the DEA, the ATF, and the U.S. Marshals, which are the ones that's assisting. 750 of those are from those agencies, not even National Guard. They're the majority. This is reporters trying to gaslight the mayor, the one that I thought should have been the first Black vice president. So if you could play that video.
Yes.
Mayor Bowser, you've had some time to think about it since yesterday. How do you sum up how this has played out, where you didn't know about this before it was announced?
What I'm focused on is the federal surge and how to make the most of the additional officer support that we have. We have the best in the business in MPD and Chief Pamela Smith to lead that effort and to make sure that the men and women who are coming from federal law enforcement are being well used, and that if there's National Guard here, that they're being well used, and all in an effort to drive down crime. So how we got here, or what we think about the circumstances right now, we have more police and we want to make sure we're using them.
Are you concerned?
Okay, now real quick, if you could play the third video, the last video of the chief of police acknowledging how bad they needed more officers because the crime is so high.
We have been working collaboratively. I think this is going to be a good effort. It's going to be an effort that's supported by both teams, the Metropolitan Police Department as well as our federal partners. As you know, we work daily with them. What we've done at this point is we have provided the team, the administrator, with a strategic plan on how we will provide resources around our city. I think it's something that is doable. We know that we have to get illegal guns off of our street, and if we have this influx or enhanced presence, it's going to make our city even better.
And I think that they know better than we do, Lyric, whether they needed the National Guard and federal government.
This is the other point to what Lyric said. Everybody is talking about how the DC crime has dropped 20-something%. That's compared to last year.
It says 38% since last year.
It could be 40% from last year. The thing is, the guy in the police department that was responsible for updating those numbers, he was just fired 2 weeks ago because he was putting in incorrect numbers to make the police department to justify them not hiring more officers. So this is the thing. If everybody that I hear talking about DC has no crime or is gone down, they live in Maryland, they live in Virginia, they live in Raleigh, North Carolina, Durham. They don't stay inside of DC. That when they interviewed a brother walking with his 3 daughters, he said for the first time in 5 years that they've lived inside DC, that his daughter was finally able to walk down the street together in 5 years as a family after 7:30. So if people in DC are welcoming it, we're talking about black folks. They're welcoming this.
They welcome
and
it.
now because it's working so good, look up what the New Mexico governor she just put in a state of emergency because she now wants to get the government to come and help her wrap her crime up. So look up the New Mexico governor declaring a state of emergency for crime so she can get them to come there. She just did that this morning.
And you know what? Where you live at, the Bull City, y'all need to call Trump and get rid of the hate and say, come on, we need some help.
Yo,
the Duffys.
You want to go first? Okay. So y'all know how we come. You know, we looking at the whole thing from a partial conspiratorial side, partial, you know, with reality or the truths that are being displayed. It's a very similar situation. You know, I've always said this. I got plenty of family in DC and plenty of family in Baltimore, you know, and I always talk to my wife about this, a very big comparison in the areas of DC and Baltimore and Raleigh and Durham, you know, is almost like the same concept. Okay. So my wife, you know, was, on the book, battling out with folks, she's been battling out with people for a long time that, down talk, Durham, and things like that about the crime and, black people and black neighborhoods and stuff like this, so it kind of goes into both points that you guys are talking about here. Inflation of numbers, the way the media influences what's real, what's not. Okay, you know, because they're saying the same thing about Durham, right? Okay, about how when, you know, oh, you know, the crime rate is sky high, the crime rate is sky high, it's up, it's up, it's up, you know, and literally within the same day, I was watching ABC News, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know or care how, you know, credible you think they might be, but they were reporting the decrease and showing the statistics of the decrease in the crime. While we got the mayor, we got politicians, we got influencers, we got people on the net sitting here talking about, oh, crime in Durham is so crazy. Like literally, like
That don't live here.
I stay in the area.
And Raleigh crime rate is just a
It's
little bit
higher
under
than
Durham.
It's higher than ours.
It's higher than ours,
but it's about what the news will report. Because see, I remember when we first moved in the neighborhood that we stay in right now, we stay on the borderline, you know, between the good neighborhood and you know, working class, you know, what people would consider hood. Okay. And I used to work at this, you know, this place around the corner where it was like every day I get ready to go to work, somebody was shot, somebody was dead, somebody was kidnapped, somebody was beat up, you know, all this different type of stuff, seeing drugs, all this violence. Now we've been in this house for 4 years. Now in that 4 years, I've noticed that we don't get no police around here. We don't get no gunshots. We don't get none of that. None of that's going off. But everybody, even the mayor included, is talking about the crime rate going sky high. So what we got to look at is what people like to ramp up, you know, because if I go to
most definitely.
If I go to an investor right now and I tell the investor like, hey, I need $1 million, you know, no rhyme, no reason, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? How likely do you think I'm gonna get the $1 million? Okay, but if I go to the investor with all types of plans, no matter if they're lies
because of the fluff,
I come to you with a whole bunch of plans, you're going to be more willing to invest. You know, it's an agenda. So as we talked about before, Fitz, about our, you know, partial support with Trump and our, you know, understanding that there's a negative side, there's two coins to every story.
Personally, I don't support any politician. That's just me. No offense to anyone. I go by what I feel makes sense and what doesn't make sense. And in this particular situation, what he's doing right now, to me, just me, makes it seem as if he's trying to enforce martial law eventually. And that's just me and the way I take things, because I am a Black woman living in America, living in the South at that. So I have to think not for me, but for my Black grandbabies too, because they're boys. So to America, Black men ain't worth nothing. Don't matter who you like. You can love Trump. You can lay in his bed and you still a Black man in America.
So you know what? I used to feel that way to a degree, but now I see how we are valued now. We can't use that race card anymore. I see how we are valued.
I will tell you this. I'll stop using a race card when the race
No,
card
I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you my sister. I'm not saying you are.
Well, yeah,
I see how we are being valued now. I see how we are getting benefits that white folks are not getting. Okay? Let's keep it really real.
What
now,
we get?
Sabrina, would you welcome? You're in bad news. Okay?
I want to know
in
what
bad
we get.
news.
What we get?
You're in Newport News. Would
what
you
we get?
welcome? Now, at one time, Newport News was really considered really bad, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
All right. Would you welcome the assistance of the federal government to assist the local law enforcement to fight crime? Would you welcome that in your city?
Yes, I would. But now, at a point right now, I would welcome them for the simple fact that it's kids being missing. And they don't know what's going on.
Right.
They don't know what's going on. So we do need that. It's an ice cream truck riding around at 11 o'clock at night. They don't know what's going on. So yes, I would.
You know the funny thing about that, with all the budgeting that they got, right? Ain't nobody being found and ain't no murders being solved. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And it is not being broadcast.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, not just it's not being broadcast, it's not happening. You know, the thing is like, you know, crime is everywhere.
Yes.
Every city that we've named, that we just talked about, Newport News, DC, Baltimore,
Because
Raleigh,
people
Yeah,
mean.
like
People are mean.
it's everywhere.
everybody. Yeah, it's not that it's rising. Things fluctuate. You
Yep.
see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Things always fluctuate.
Yep.
So one year we might go through, just like this year, we're getting hella rain. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Last year we was in a drought. You
Yep.
see what I'm saying? The next year we're probably gonna be in a semi-drought. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
crime and the behavior of the citizens of a city is all the same way. There's no need to ramp up and have federal policing, you know, for the situation, because look what happened. Let's watch what happened in all the riots that went on with the cop killings. You see what I'm saying? Michael Brown, what's the boy's name? Floyd, you know, and Trayvon
George
Martin.
Floyd,
Like,
yes.
you started bringing in all them feds, you caused more chaos than
Yeah.
what's going on anyway.
And it's all because of the training that's been set in their
Because
head.
the youngins
Now, I
is
have
gonna
a
fight.
bestie who
Right.
has,
But hold on,
my
hold on.
bestie
You
retired
saying,
from being a police
hold on, but you
officer
saying
and
that the
became
court.
an attorney for that same reason, because she said she did not like the way they would try to force them into doing or thinking a certain way about a certain demographic. So
Mhm.
she changed herself and said, I'm not working as a cop no more. Forget that. I'm gonna be an attorney so I can actually do something about the injustices that I'm seeing. So, and now she is actually top lead attorney for the mayor of New York. Actually.
Okay, okay, I agree with you to an extent. Okay, you saying it caused more chaos by their presence. Okay,
It does.
Yeah.
first, Trayvon Martin, a freaking criminal, a freaking
He was
criminal.
Who was a
He was a
criminal?
child.
When
He
they
was a child
raided him,
walking
when
home from
they
the store. What are
With
you
a
he
talking
Skittles
about?
in his hand.
didn't deserve to be killed. No, okay.
He didn't
George
deserve to be
Floyd,
messed with by
George
citizens
Floyd
either.
didn't deserve to be killed. Okay.
What?
All they had to do, George Floyd, all he had to do was comply. Okay.
I thought, wait a minute.
I thought we were talking
Right.
about Trayvon, the
Wait a
child.
minute.
Okay,
Right.
Trayvon Martin, when they went to his school, he had everybody in the neighborhood's items in his school locker. You got to do the whole research, the whole thing. Okay,
And you don't think that was planted
the
there?
But
lady's finger,
And you don't think that
the
was
old
planted
lady's
there,
finger
sir?
who had got
You
cut
don't
off.
think that was planted there?
How do you know if it was planted or not?
right.
Huh?
That's the
That's what
Only
I'm
thing.
God
saying.
knows.
Only God
Right.
knows that. Only God knows that.
It's
Okay,
always
now, okay, these 50 kids that are missing because of this ice cream truck, Sabrina. Tell them
yes.
about that. Tell them about that.
Oh, about the ice cream truck riding around here at 11 o'clock at night looking for kids. But my thing is, and I said this, the reason why those kids are out is because of the kids that I deal with and I work with. You know, I work with the behavior kids. So at some point, why are your children out at 11 o'clock at night catching for ice cream? I'm just not understanding that. It's
That's
just
the
confusing to me.
that's the
My
parents'
grandbabies,
fault.
my
That's the
grandbabies called me and asked me because they ran across the article. So my 18-year-old granddaughter called me and she said, Grandma, she said, this is happening. It's a lot of kids being missing and everything. So I'm like, okay. But I have like, let me see, 2 or 3 kids that I know that are in that lineup that's going to Newport News public schools that are missing. So it's like 50 kids from what, August the 1st. That's
right, and the
crazy.
police can't handle it. The police can't handle it. I would definitely welcome federal assistance, especially in that case.
Well, I think this. We gotta get back as an American population and see. This is what people don't understand about, you know, and like you said, not trying to offend anybody, but this is what people don't understand about what's going on in the white community. Yeah, and it's going on in the black community too. But more
Right.
people have to take up on this. Like, who are we to be looking for a protector? Who are we to be looking for a person to serve our needs? Those 50 kids, like you were saying, I agree with you, Mr. Brennan. I feel like, you know, that the parents need to be doing more paying attention to their kids. If your kid,
Absolutely.
why is your kid out past the street lights being on?
Period.
Like in
Right.
my day,
That part.
street lights come on, we
You better
run
be
into
at
the
the
house. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
There should be no being taken at 11 o'clock at night.
No.
You know, we shouldn't have to bring in extra police to figure that out, because you know what's
Right.
not going to happen? None of them 50 kids are going to get found. And I'm not,
And you're right.
I apologize. I apologize to the
Right.
families of the people.
Yes.
I'm not trying to offend y'all, but the chances that the police are going to find your kids over you knowing somebody who knows somebody that knows somebody that might know
Right.
something that happened to your kids,
They're
you
not
see
gonna
what I'm
find
saying?
them.
The internet is going to do us more justice than the police are. You see what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So we paying a budget out of our tax money to people that aren't even servicing us.
Right.
You know, it's
We
a
know the
sad
rule about
situation, but
Mm.
They're
a
not made
lot
to
of the
serve and
fault,
protect.
a lot of the
That's
fault
just
falls on the parents'
Yeah.
upbringing.
Yeah.
It really
Everything
does.
starts at home.
It starts at home. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody has a burning desire or something they want to rebut that anyone else said about that?
Yeah, I just want to say something real quick about the statistics. When you're short 500 to 700 officers, and we're talking about DC. I'm talking about DC since
See.
that kicked off the topic. When you're short, DC is literally at a point now when somebody calls 911, they're dropping like 30 I think it was like 35% or 45% of the calls aren't even
Mhm.
being answered because they don't have any officers to respond because they're so short. So what
Right.
happens is the officers, when they go out there and make their report and they come back and put in their statistics, their report, that's when the actual crime numbers are reported. Crime numbers don't come from 911 calls. They come from the officers turning in their documentation and paperwork. So when you have a short of officers, like in Baltimore, where the young brother, they say he's dropped all this crime and stuff. But when I speak to people in Baltimore, they're like, you still can't walk out at night. You still can't do a lot of things at night. So I just think it's a lot of things that can go into numbers. It's a lot of things that can go into this, but I rely on the leadership. So when I hear people around here talking about DC, I'm like, okay, you act offended with what's happening in DC. How come you aren't offended with the couple that was just killed by their nephew in Lillington that they took in
Who?
Yeah,
on the
right.
mother's birthday yesterday or
Arnett
day
County,
before?
just something happened
Mm.
too.
How come we're not offended by what's going on in our own communities? We
Unity.
worried about a whole different city. And
Some
what
people
what the
are.
Duffys were saying is like, we have to start fixing what's going on in the black community first.
Mhm.
We relying on
Right.
these white folks to
Amen.
do it, these Indians, all
Yes.
these people to do it. We're the only ones doing that. Asian
Right.
folks do it in their own community.
Worrying about the
Mexicans,
Mexicans getting deported.
everybody else do it in their community
Right.
except us.
Right.
So that's when the problem will be fixed, when we finally become like we was back in the 70s and 80s, where we
Hallelujah.
literally had the village to where
Mhm.
I could pop a young man for not paying
There you
attention or
go.
disrespecting one of the elders. You can't
Right.
do that anymore. And that's
Yeah,
because of us.
just like the young black girl who was getting her master's, getting ready to graduate with her master's in Durham, got killed
At
by
Central, yeah.
Central, yeah.
She just
some
got killed
dude.
over there
And
off of
there is no ruckus about that. Anyway, thank you guys. We're at halftime, and I need to send a shout out to our sponsors. I want to send a shout out to Lit Sticks. They're one of our sponsors. Shout out to Rashid Myers, Team Collective Wear, Team Collective Vision, Team Collective Music, Lit Sticks, and they are premium hemp, premium CBD, and premium THC. All right. Shout out to them. And also to my very own brand of moonshine. It's called Fitz Paradise Juice. FPJ, fruit punch flavored moonshine. We have many flavors, but right now this is the number one seller. All right. Y'all go to www.dojavineyard.com. Shouts out to Charles Peterson and Antoine Olston. Appreciate you guys. All right. Our next topic is oh, that's right. We also have wine, vodka, brandy, and whiskey. That's www.doja, D-O-J-A, vineyard.com. I got bottles for all y'all. Sam, you got yours already. And I got lit sticks for you too. Uh, Next topic. If there's transsexuals, why couldn't there be transracials?
What?
Think about it. Transracials.
Oh,
There are transracials right
There
now.
are transracials. Okay.
Yeah, elaborate
All
on your
right.
meaning.
Transsexuals versus transracials. Samuel Blue, highlight.
Right now, it's being normalized that men can be women and women can be men, just because you feel like that's what you are. Now we had a young woman that felt her whole life she was black. She paraded around, people would say, as being black. She acted, her vernacular, the way she danced, whatever she fit in, nobody could tell. She ended up becoming one of the presidents of one of the main chapters of the NAACP.
Oh yeah, that's so good. Yeah.
Now she says ever since she was a little girl, she always felt that she was in the wrong body. Guess who else do we hear saying that same exact thing, that they felt that they was born in the wrong body? So the thing is how come she wasn't accepted, but then you got people out here who can say, okay, I'm not a 60-year-old man. I'm a 12-year-old man. That's why I'm attracted to 12-year-old girls. Or that's why, like, all these things are becoming acceptable, except when someone says that I'm black, even though they were born white. So why is that not okay? And that's just, to kick the beehive.
To be
That's
honest
good.
with you, that is totally new to me. Now
But that's good.
I have seen chocoholics, you know what I'm saying? Back then we called them chocoholics, you know. People who were white who wanted to be black or like black people, or some of them used the term jungle fever. They had jungle fever, and I've seen Caucasians try to be black, and I've seen white people who try to be extra bougie and be white. But I've never heard that term of transracial. Um, Anybody else got some? I'm not gonna even pick nobody. I don't have anybody else got something to say about that?
I would have kept Rachel. She was cool with me.
Say that again.
I would have kept Rachel. She was cool with me. You want to be black that bad that you want to live black life, and you're living it and living it. Hey, more power to you. If you
And they
want
got
to like a woman and you're a woman, that's your thing. You want to like a man, that's your thing. I don't have to participate in your mental illness, and I don't have to disagree with what you're into. I just don't have to participate if I don't want to. So to each his own with that right there.
What you think about that, Tisha?
Hold on. Rick, did you just say a mental illness?
I mean,
yeah.
that's the only way I can define it.
I personally
Okay,
think
so
that. I
so
personally
this,
think
this
that
here's the thing. Here's the thing. So I'm an old school girl. You can take this how you want. You know, everybody's open to their own perception of things, right?
Right.
So I grew up on Mr. Rogers, and Mr. Rogers said, "Girls be girls, and grow up to be ladies, and boys be boys, and that's it."
And I grew up on that too.
You can love who you want to love, but you don't
Right.
have to change. You should have to change yourself to claim who you are. If like, okay, my sister, perfect example. I'm not gonna say which one. If you ever meet us all 8 of us, you'll know. But she is homosexual, okay? But guess what? She not trying to get herself fixed. She'll tell you real quick, girl, I gotta get my eyebrows done. I'm like, you getting your eyebrows? She was like, I gotta look good for the ladies. Because if you a lady that like ladies, then you know ladies don't want no ugly looking girl.
Right.
So she still takes care of herself like the woman she is. She
Right.
you know, so it's I just see things different because the people I know who live that lifestyle don't go down with all of that. They just be themselves.
So could I ask you
Right.
one question? What's the
What?
difference? What's the difference between cross-dressing, drag, and a man saying that he's a woman?
The
With those
difference
three
is
things, what is the difference?
the difference when
Mm,
you're talking about trans, usually, right? There's some type of augmentation that's happened, whether it's breast put in, lip fill, you know, they do something to
They
transition.
altered something.
Okay, so that's the biggest difference. They're not just throwing on stockings and high heels. Oh no, they're getting things flipped inside out and all about and BBLs and the whole shebang because they really believe that. And that's cool. If that's who you are, hey, look, as long as you ain't looking at mine, I'm cool. But let's not trickle that into a race thing because then we have this. We have what's the difference from being okay with blackface if that's the case? Because
Right.
I mean that's what I mean. Well, what's the difference?
Morton Downey Jr.
Yeah, and that motherfucker,
I
but that was
think,
He
big
I
fled.
think
But
That's
that was
no.
I
Ben
think
Stiller.
that's
That
no,
was Ben Stiller's writing.
I think that's no
And that's why I had to cut
comparison,
Ben
really.
Stiller off because he funny, but he ain't that damn funny. Don't do stuff.
I
He
think
wrote
I
that
think I
part.
think that's no comparison. Really, I think that's no comparison. Homosexuality versus being a chocoholic
Right.
that's no comparison there right there. That's two different things.
It
That's too
is.
well,
different.
you ask yourself,
I don't recall God rebuking a
you,
Hebrew wanting to be a Palestine. I don't.
well,
And
ask
that,
yourself this question. Ask yourself this question. If you are shoplifting at a store and you run out the store, okay, all right, when the police catch up with you or a witness catches you, what is going to be your description? If when you running down the street and they say it's a 6'2" white man running down the street, then your ass is white. You see what I'm saying? If you know, I mean, because look, that's a joke, but on a more serious level, you know, it's you like the biggest situation. Like I know that women are accepting of the transgender community too. It goes kind of almost hand in hand with the feminist movement. But I understand it doesn't. It doesn't, but understand you got to read between the lines on what I'm saying here. You know what I mean? Like it is disrespectful. This is the reason why it is disrespectful for like white people. Like, look, I love you. You know what I mean? But you can't use the N word. You can't. It goes back to this. So a few weeks ago, it's been a big rant about the whole, the mayor of Durham using the term YN, okay, at a conference, okay. Now, neither here nor there. I'm not going to input on the situation,
Please
but
don't.
my
I don't
thing
think
is
nobody
like
should say the N word, really.
well, exactly. So I don't care how you spin it. I don't care how you spin it. If you using YN or people used to say the word ninja as in replacement of the N word, right? Okay, it still has the same meaning. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
so therefore you can't like a white person will never get called the N word offensively. This is the
Mhm.
reason why you might be able to, like it just goes synonymous with the transgender. Because if you call a woman the B word, that can be offensive. You see what I'm saying? But how offensive can that be to a man that is actually turning into a woman? You see what I'm
Right.
saying? It doesn't hold the
Right.
same weight.
This is the thing. What you're saying. That's where we get into people being a hypocrite. If
Yeah.
you have this sister walking down the street, right? Just enjoying her day, and you have a brother that's straight, manly man or whatever, and he say, he called her the B word, you know, she's gonna turn
Yeah.
around, she's gonna be offended. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a dude that's walking down the street switching harder than her, and he called her the B word with a snap with it, she's gonna be like, yes, yes. Like it's acceptable
Yeah.
if he's sweet.
Because that's
So
like your girlfriend
now
talking
you
to you.
got young brothers pretending to be sweet because they trying to get in with the girls that think
That's not
that
smart.
they're getting comfortable. That's their play to get in there. They're
Mm-hmm.
literally faking that they're like that. But that's the thing is like
That's terrible.
I'm like
It
Fitz,
is.
you shouldn't even use the word because I think who
Neither
was
one of
that?
them. Neither one
21
of them.
Savage did a concert over in Europe in the UK, and he put his mic, and all them white folks out there in the UK was saying every single word of his music, even the N word, and he didn't get a. He said that was one of the livest concerts he was at, and he's like he can't wait to return. So I think if you're
Normalize.
gonna use it in music, you're gonna use it to where just like how they're normalizing LGBTQIA, people
Right.
have normalized the N word.
What's the YA?
Because we call ourselves that all the time, or you even see black folks saying, "I love black people, but I can't stand," like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
everybody
for real.
knows that, like.
Because it's a
So I just
difference.
think we have to stop being hypocritical, and I just think
Yeah.
if we're supposed to be all equal, if we want equality, we can't. I can't sit there and walk up to a white dude and call him cracker and not expect for him to be offended. Like if
I
you
don't
don't
use.
want to
I
be
don't.
called the N-word, don't call white folks
We,
crackers.
we
Don't
would
I
call
don't
never
use
do
none
that.
of
Mexican
them words. I
wetback.
don't. I don't
We
Don't
call
don't we
call
don't
nobody
just
out of their
walk up
name.
on
But
people and
anyway,
do that.
we got 18 minutes, y'all, and we need to cover lyrics topic. And that
I probably
topic
wasn't
is.
supposed to say all them words.
Well, one of the topics,
Hold on.
did y'all
Y'all really gonna get a crack out of this one for real. I ain't talking about the kind you smoke. Uh, lyrics topic is Trump PDF file, pedo allegations,
Not allegations. Not allegations.
allegations.
Not allegations. The connections with all of these people. The guy he appointed, Lawrence, the twins he set free, the Tate brothers, Giselle getting a cushy new cell. All of these things, these people, and these events that he pardoned the Tate brothers, and different, like all of these PDF. Nobody seems to think that that's
Listen,
strange. That
lyric,
it's not
lyric, lyric,
weird.
lyric. I got pictures. I got pictures. I got multiple pictures with Tank. That don't mean I'm gonna suck a dick twice.
Did you
Okay.
pardon them?
I got pictures with
Did you
Diddy.
pardon them?
I got pictures with
Did you
P
pardon
Diddy.
them?
That don't mean I'm gonna have a freak off,
Did you pardon them?
huh?
Did
Come
you
on now.
pardon them?
Who got pardoned?
The Tate brothers.
Were Did they get pardoned, or was their sentence commuted?
They were
They
community.
one of the two. Either one.
Well, the
He
difference
said
is
he set them
pardon.
free.
Pardon, you got a clean slate.
They free.
Commuted is still on your record.
They
You're
free.
still an offender. You're still all those things.
They're free.
Yeah,
Wow.
because they have served their.
They did not serve their
But
sentence. They
that
free.
means they
You're
found
100%
something. They
sure,
found
but you
something
couldn't
that
tell me the
wasn't
difference
true.
between pardoning and commuting a sentence.
Okay, because I don't know which one that they got. I can't remember. I
They
can't
got
recall the whole
everybody.
article. But the article that I do recall, what in the article I do recall is that they did not serve all their time and they were freed. They were freed. And I think it was a pardon.
But they might have found something in their trial that was fraudulent. They might not have been totally guilty, you know?
What
I mean, I'm not
what
aware
what
of the case, so I
what I
can't
want to
really
ask
speak on it.
Lyric is, why is she mad at Trump and not mad
Because it's
at
Trump.
hold
Because it's
on.
Trump.
How come, Lyric, how come you not mad at the black woman that Trump put in charge of putting all these pardons in place?
Right. She the one pardoned
She's
them.
the pardons are. Everyone that he has pardoned in his administration, she has been the one that has headlined it. He put on TV, this is the lady right here. She was the one that the Chrissies was working with. All these people, Hoover, all the people that has been their sentence commuted or pardoned. She's the one who's doing it. That's why
Okay,
everybody is reaching out to her. He has
what
50
about
staff
Fresh and Fit?
members
What
reviewing
about Fresh
records.
and Fit, who were really guilty of
So
pedophilia, and Trump didn't pardon them and
you sign your
had her
name to
not
everything that
pardon
somebody
them,
puts in front of you.
had the czar not pardon them, and Fresh and Fit told Trump that they respected him for not pardoning them because they were truly guilty of pedophilia.
Okay, but do you sign everything that somebody puts in front of you?
Do what?
No. And that's why anytime you see
So
Trump, hold on. Every time, to answer your question, every time you see Trump sign an executive order,
it's a blank
what
paper.
does he do? Go to whitehouse.gov. He literally has his person hand him and explain to everybody and the reporters what he's signing. He goes through everything, and then he always makes a comment. And this ain't no machine signing. This ain't auto pen. He signed, the only ones that he does not go through are the letters to kids. And he stated that. The press secretary has stated that. So the thing is, you got a sister that he has put in charge that he pardoned back in 2016. He gave her 50 staff members that work for her to review all these inquiries on pardons. So the thing is, why are we mad at that? Like,
okay, so
To
I have no knowledge of
exonerate
this lady.
to exonerate black people who were in
I've been working
prison
and traveling,
wrongly.
so I miss a lot of news. So
All
I
right?
have no
No,
knowledge
he
of this
he
woman,
hired her
but
to
I do know.
exonerate a lot of black people who were in prison wrongly. But you know what? This is what I want to ask you. Why do you hate Trump so much?
I don't hate Trump. I don't like him. There's a difference. I don't.
girl, you hate him.
That man
You
doesn't.
hate him.
That
You
man
hate him.
hasn't. That man hasn't done enough for me to hate him. I don't hate anybody on this earth. I don't like him.
Why you don't like him?
Why should I?
No. There you go. No. That's not
Okay,
an answer. That's not an answer.
aside from all the racial things over the years,
What
aside
racial?
from
Name one
calling
racial.
the
Name one racial
calling
thing.
calling the little black ladies on the Princess. Wait a minute. What was it? He called them the colorful cockroaches. Something other he called them. Anyway,
Oh, cockroaches. You know how
different,
many black people I call cockroaches?
different little things, and then all of the
You know how many?
hate-filled.
You know
Like
how
there's
many black
nothing
people
that
I
he's
call
doing that is gonna
cockroaches?
better the country. Everything that he's doing is fucking it. Excuse me, is messing it up real bad. Like it's some things.
Okay, what
Some
is
things
he messing
some
up?
things are okay. Some things are okay. Some things are okay. But
What
for
is
the
he messing up?
majority,
Lyric.
it's in a
Lyric. What is he messing up?
it's in a disarray. Like it's just like I don't. The country is just in a
What's
disarray.
one thing? One thing
One
that he's
thing.
messing up.
dog
You're
cage.
not giving me nothing.
I
That's
One
ordered
one
thing.
a
thing.
dog cage. The dog cage was $150 to $130. You know I paid $330 for that damn thing to get over here, shipped from
Well, you talking
China.
about the tariff?
Yes.
You can get that same dog cage somewhere else for $15.
No,
You
I
ain't do your
can't.
research.
No, I can't. No, I can't.
Yeah, you can. You get that same dog cage for $15. You got bamboozled. Plymouth Rock landed on you.
Boy.
So basically, Lyric, you're saying that the tariffs are what is one of the things that he messed up. Even though
That's just
every
one of them.
You can go to
That's just
Seafood,
one
they
of
world
got
them.
no
leader,
There's
import
nothing
charge.
that's gone down. Nothing has gotten better. Groceries are
So
high
you
as
still
hell.
paying
There's nothing good
$4.50
going
a
on as
gas?
far as the economy, the products, the prices, consumers. None of that is good. It's not going on.
So
People
Lyric,
are
are
We're
you paying
at,
over
we're
depleted.
$4
at,
a
Their
gallon of
we're
gas?
businesses are
at,
suffering. There, and you know
we're
what? I
at.
laugh. I have a friend on Facebook that has a car rim shop. He's a staunch Trump supporter. But do you know what? My boy tried to order his rims and his tires. And my boy, when he posted that thing and said, I can't make no money like this because it cost him 30 grand for the shipping and the tariffs and all of that stuff, but the tires and the rims was only 10 grand worth. Oh, my brother, I don't feel sorry for
Well,
you.
look,
But
I
You
don't
know
feel
you
why?
sorry for
know
you at
what?
Hold
all.
on, Lyric.
Because there is in everything you buy, there is a little spot that says no import charge. All you got to
well,
do
look,
is your research. There are
look.
other countries that will accommodate you. You're
Well,
getting shitted, and you want to
well,
stay there and lie in your pity and blame it
well.
How,
on my always
wait a
I
minute.
winning
think.
ass winner, Donald
Hold on,
J. Trump.
hold on.
On
Look.
Temu,
I think.
on Amazon, on Instacart, everywhere there is a no
Now look.
import charge
The
choice.
biggest
I've never
problem.
seen that, and I
The
order
big.
daily.
The the biggest problem is this: everybody gives the government and the president way too much credit.
Who
Okay,
now?
no, I'm gonna take. Listen, no, if you ever look, just go back to the past. I've been voting, or well, not voting, but I've been able to vote since the last old Bush was getting out of office. Okay, some of y'all might think that ain't been long enough. It doesn't matter. Look at the spectrum of the economy. We're in the long term look of the spectrum. If you were looking at our economy like the stock market, we're still on a plateau. Ain't shit changed. We even got a black president. We didn't had a black vice president. We didn't had Trump get in an office, out of office, back into office again. We
Ain't
almost had
nothing
Hillary
changed.
Clinton in office. And guess what? Nothing has changed. Gas has still been anywhere between the range of $2.50
Down.
to
Gas is
$4.
down. Eggs is
It,
down. Ain't nobody
look,
talking about
if
that.
you
He
think the
said,
gas is actually if you think the gas is actually really down when we're only saving 30 cents since we were saving 6 months ago, look, it's an illusion. Look, gas, you should range in your gas budget that the gas prices is going to be anywhere from $2.50 to $4. If you ain't thinking about that, anything outside, we ain't never gonna see $5, a gallon. You know why? Because at that point in time, you be stupid
It's
enough to
never
keep
gonna get. It's
continuing to
never
put
gonna
gas
get
in your
before
car.
low. That's right.
People actually have the power, and we give the power to the president. We give the power to the government because that's the only reason that the tariffs seem to be affecting all the products is because people don't like Trump. So when Trump says some shit is going to go into effect, they think of every excuse because it's going to get the companies tax breaks. It's going to get the companies money back. You see what I'm saying? But the customer
Do,
has to pay.
do you
You see
know
what I'm
that
saying?
those same tariffs are bringing all of these companies back here because they
Oh
don't
yeah,
want to pay the
it
tariffs?
is. It is. That's true.
Right.
That's true. That is true.
Qatar,
But guess what?
Qatar gave
Let's
us
think.
$600 billion.
Yeah, I give you that.
That was just
But the thing,
Apple.
That was
but
just
but the
that was
That
thing
was
just
is
just
this.
that was
Apple.
just Apple.
But the thing is
This
this.
thing is
They
coming
were
back
already
here.
here. They were
XRP,
already here first.
everything. The pros outweigh the cons way
Oh
much.
yeah, I mean
Lyric,
it does,
if
but it's
if
always
you
going to
if
outweigh the
you would
cons.
just like Trump a little bit, life
I
would
don't
be
have
so
to
much,
like
and
Trump.
it would be so much easier,
I don't
darling.
have to
You
like
wouldn't be
Trump
paying three
to
hundred
know
dollars
that
for a dog
having
cage.
companies over here is a good thing. I don't have to
Trump
like
is
Trump. I'm
helping
not
your
gonna suck
pocket
on his
so much
balls like
that you
everybody
willing
else.
to
That's
pay
just
three
not
hundred
me. I
dollars for a
don't like
dog
the man,
cage.
and I'm not gonna like the man. Okay,
Well,
that's
he's helping
that's
you
what
because
it is.
you're able to pay $300 for a dog cage. Trump helping your ass.
No, the hell he ain't. I'm able to
Yeah,
pay three
you
hundred
able to
dollars for a
pay three
dog
hundred
cage
dollars
because I
for a
get my
dog
ass
cage.
up and go to work.
Yeah,
What are
yeah.
you talking about?
Excuse me, Sabrina.
I was about to say,
Now,
what she look like? I'm
how
ashamed to
has
even be on this.
we had
I'm
talked
saying
about
I
this
am.
earlier, Sabrina. Sabrina, we had talked about this earlier.
Swear to God.
How has uh things affected you? How has your life changed? Things affected you since Trump been in office? Economy, anything?
There has it.
Bingo. Because ain't no man going to dictate the quality of your life unless you let them.
The
Are you talking
people
about
have
his
the power.
policies?
They do.
Policies, anything.
Oh, people I know, their life has improved a whole lot.
A whole lot
A
My
whole
improved,
lot.
life has
right? I'm
improved
talking
a
about
whole lot.
affected in
Through a
a
different
negative
tax
I
manner.
bracket.
mean, I don't know what to say, but I got another position. I got a higher position, and you know,
And
Well,
Lyric did too.
I was about to say, Lyric, how's your life going? How's your life
My
going?
life has always been great before, after,
See,
doing.
No, hell
I
no. You
make
there
got
you
mine.
three
go.
promotions. You got three promotions this year, my winner.
I
You
got
got
three.
three
You know
promotions.
why I
You
got
done
three?
been to
You know why I
Alaska.
got three
You done been
promotions?
to
You know
Australia.
why?
She about
You
to
know
You
why I
done
say,
got
been to
three promotions?
people
Albania.
have the
Do
power.
Do you know
Don't
why
even
I got
try.
three promotions?
Don't
I
even
can tell you
try.
why I got three promotions. Why you
Why?
screaming Trump? It ain't got shit to do with Trump. It's because
Trump.
my
You didn't
baby's
get it with
mother
Biden.
daughter runs the company. That's
You
how
didn't
I
get
got
it
Oh,
with
three
you got
promotions.
that.
Obama.
Don't play
You
with
didn't
me.
get it
well,
with
And you
well,
got a
Biden.
leg up.
You
Don't
didn't
play
get
with
it with
me. She's
Obama.
black and she putting all
let
the
me
black
ask you
people she
this.
can in
Let,
position. That's how I
right.
got promoted 3 times
You
up
got it.
with my
You
brain,
got it for
with my good old
output. You
brain
cause of
and my good old business degree. That's how
nah.
I
Mhm.
got promoted three
well,
times up.
You know what?
let me ask
You
you
know
this,
what?
Lyric. Let me ask you this,
Larry.
Lyric. Okay, if you,
Here, Larry. Here, take a shot. Take a shot. Shot o'clock. Shot
hey,
o'clock.
Lyric, when you filled up with gas 4 years ago, 3 years ago,
No, 2 years ago.
were you
Two.
breaking $60 to fill up a tank?
Yes, I was. When I got my car in January.
Is yes or no?
When I yes,
Before
yes.
Jan, so
Actually, it cost me
so gas
it
gas is
cost
the
me
I'm
same,
trying to
or
smoke
has,
$86
cigarettes. You
to
making me
fill up
smoke.
because I was using premium then.
I mean, I use we use premium in all our cars,
Yeah, it cost me
and
$86 to fill up 4 years ago. That's when I
so
first
the
got my
thing is
car.
now, if you
$6.
depending on your tank,
She said 60.
right now you're averaging probably about 60 to 65.
I don't know because I stopped putting in the
Well,
premium
that's the thing.
and
It's
started
like,
using the
so the
unleaded.
the thing of the policies is, yeah, you could be making the same money, but your money is going farther.
Hey,
So
hold
if
on a
you don't
second.
have to
Hold
pay,
on
if
one
you're
second. Hold on, I need to say this. Angela, Chrissy, and all of y'all, we see y'all. Why don't y'all just come on in? We see the comments and we agree. I will address them at the end. Angela, Chrissy, and I just missed that last one. But yeah, y'all comments are correct. Go ahead and come on in if you like to. We're gonna open it up for you. All right. Y'all resume.
the other thing, what about your portfolio? Crypto has gone crazy because people know it's not going to be taxed anymore. And Trump just tweeted yesterday, he talked about XRP and Ripple. So guess what? 1,000 shares. And what happened this evening? It went through the roof. So the thing is like, you can, people, I'm not talking about Lyric, I'm talking about just in general. There's all these things that's being done for black folks to come up as far as wealth.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
we sitting here ignoring it because somebody is in the White House that we don't want to invite to the cookout.
Right.
I
And
didn't say
But
I ain't
that's
going to
the
go.
that's
issue. Like, I can
I
care
didn't say I
less
was
if
ignoring
you
wealth.
coming to the cookout or
Did
not.
okay?
How are you
I
making my
definitely
Did
did.
dollar
Biden?
go farther?
Did the Quaker
That
and the
ain't got
order
nothing to do with it.
giggler? Did the Quaker or the giggler? You know I'm calling the giggler, Kamala, and the Quaker Biden. Did they offer us $250,000 business loan? No, not even $250. Okay. Did did they offer what's the other one? What's the other one, Sam? For the banks. The banks was 250,000 business loan. They ain't offer us shiznit.
And now, so
All they did was order with all the Democratic Party are hope dealers dealing hope dreams to the hope addicts for 93 years. They ever since damn Martin Luther King, nothing but hope. We tired of goddamn hope. My family died from
I
hope.
ain't a Democrat.
You are a Democrat. You say you're independent, but when y'all independent, y'all fuckers lean to the left.
And
Straight like that.
that again comes from the fact of that
We
we
tired of
it's
hope.
because we haven't had a place established. We haven't had a place established in history as Black people. You know, just like you were saying, like it's so much help out there, or so many resources out there for Black people. But see, as a community, a lot of times we sit around and wait for things to say, "Oh, Black, Black, Black," label as Black. You see what I'm saying? Because we are, you know, the mentality as a people has been scared so much that we're not going to get what everybody else can get. You see what I'm saying? So we got to break out of that mindset, because if you truly are an American, you know, and I'll say that with quotations, if you truly are an American, then you are rightfully so to be able to get anything that anybody else get, no matter what color they skin, no matter if they transgender, no matter if they transracial. I don't give a
Right.
damn who you are. If your ass is an American and you got a social security card and they done put out a damn bond on your ass since the day you was born, and they're making money off of
You
your
should
ass
be able
and
to
your
get
hard
something.
labor, then damn it, you go and you apply for the shit you
Yeah,
need to apply for. We got to
everything,
stop being afraid.
everything, everything my winner do, they got something to say. They say he
It
fucking
ain't
with
got nothing to do with
Medicare.
Trump,
They,
though.
they say
It
they
ain't
say
got
he
nothing to do
messing
with
with
Trump.
Medicare. He ain't messing
I
with
feel you.
Medicare. He messing with Social Security. He messing
I
with
feel
people
you.
that's dead. He's
How,
attacking people that's dead. That's
how
keeping
many
Social
people
Security and Medicare.
had
But
kids or
nah, y'all want to
grandkids
say it's
born this
everybody. Man,
January?
we sick and tired. They say that homosexuality don't affect nobody but the homosexuals. Damn lie. My daughter got to do DNA just to go out on a damn date. For real. We got so much interaction right now, and so much people watching and looking and commenting. Our producer and engineer gave us another 30 damn minutes, and we ain't done yet. We ain't done yet. Anybody got something they got to go do? Pop a clutch or kick rocks with no socks and flip flops. We ain't
This is the
finished.
thing. How many Black kids or Black babies you think are going to be born from January, the 20th of January, 2025, to the same time in 2029? How many Black kids in America are going to be born?
Well, you know, they starting that shit now, where, you know, we're not really even starting it, but this is just some conspiracy, you know, news. But you know, you remember you showed me the post about Hillary Clinton. No, because we in this together. Look, but about Hillary Clinton siding with this lady that, you know, back in the 1920s, 1930s. You know, y'all can fact check me if you want to. I don't know names like that, but she sides with that lady, and you know, the conspiracy and agenda had been to stop the production of Black youth. You know what I'm saying, from being born. Hence, you know, Planned Parenthood. You know, and all these
Oh,
other, you
Margaret
know.
Sanger.
Never met my family.
What was her
Yeah.
name,
My mom
Sam?
got 8 kids. My
Margaret
grandma
Margaret
Sanger.
was
Sanger. She started Planned
Yeah,
Parenthood, but
yeah.
this
Yeah,
was
yeah,
where I was.
that's her. That's
But
her.
And
this
they
is
were
where I was
laughing at
going.
us. Hillary
Th-
Clinton was laughing, and Kamala was giggling the whole damn
Yeah.
time.
but look, this is where
And
I'm
Bill
going
Gates
with
is head
all.
of eugenics.
This
What are you
is this
saying?
is where I'm going
Hmm.
with the Black babies
Hey, Sawyer,
born.
put that giggler up there. Put that giggler up there one time.
This is where I'm going with the Black kids that are born in this 4-year window. They're literally getting $1,000 in the index investment fund that they'll be able to access when they turn 24. If you do your research, $1,000 put into an index fund, and you check it again in 25 years, it will range from $3 to $600,000.
Yeah.
So how can you be mad about that? Like, if you're born here, you're getting $1,000 put into an index fund. Up until then, the only people who had access to index funds was wealthy people. And then they're allowing family members to put a tax deduction in to that same fund to make it grow anymore.
I didn't
Well,
find out about that.
I challenge people to do this. If whoever's listening, whoever's out there watching, You know what I'm saying? I challenge you to do this. You know, and again, no offense to white people, but if you are black and if you come from, you know, understanding that, you know, we didn't have to get it out the mud in everything we do, you know what I'm saying? Then start paying attention to what you're talking about, Sam, because I think a lot of times, and I think the agenda of the higher ups is to understand that a lot of times nobody's paying attention to this shit. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's paying attention to those resources that are out there. Look, if they gonna give it to you, and I know like shit, I'm not the type of person to sit outside with my hand out, but I feel like this, motherfucker. If you drop it, I'm gonna pick it up. You see what I'm saying? So if they dropping some shit out here that we need to be taking advantage of, then hell yeah, take advantage of it. Get this money because
I'm
at
gonna tell
the
you,
same point in
that
time,
man right
we
there,
can't scream. We can't
that
scream
man right there,
25
Sam,
years
you blue.
later. We can't scream 25 years later that, oh, we ain't equal, we ain't experienced equality if when the chips were there in front of our eyes to get equality, we didn't take the steps. It's just like missing out on Bitcoin. That's up to like 122,000 now. You see what I'm saying? Like you could have got in 8 months ago, even when it was $98,000, and by now you would have made money. But if we miss that opportunity, just like we missed the opportunity to get these resources when we can, then we're gonna fall short. And 25 years later, we're gonna be sitting there talking about we not equal still.
My family didn't miss it.
That man right there, that millionaire
I was
right
right
there,
on it.
Sammy Blue. Thanks to that man right there. My daughter got 200,000 already. That's my financial advisor right there. Y'all want to know anything about anything? That's the man to talk to right there, Sammy Blue. Straight like that. All
But
right.
Okay.
yeah, but that was the point I was making about kids. Like there's resources that we don't pay attention to because we too focused on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue
Okay.
when we need to
Yeah.
be focused on whatever your home address is.
Right.
Focus on that
Yeah.
because there's things like now, you know, I know a lot of people have businesses, you know, on this platform, and literally now you can section 179 100% depreciation when Biden was phasing it out. Now literally now you can buy a G-Wagon for 250K, head off that year and get that 250K back
Yeah.
because it's 100% depreciation. Like Biden was phasing that out. Now it's back to 100%. So it's like we just have to take advantage. If people want to fake the flex in the G-Wagon, there's a reason why all these movie stars and wealthy folks riding around in G-Wagons because they was using section 171 179 under the agriculture.
Right.
Okay.
And getting these
Yeah, we
things.
gonna have
So
to talk.
now it's
Yeah.
back at 100% depreciation. So the thing is, now you can get you a vehicle if you got a business, you get a brand new vehicle, you put all your profits in the pan as much as you can that first year, and guess what happens when you file your taxes? You getting 100% back. You literally getting a free vehicle. So we need to start just educating our community on these resources, on these Trump accounts for these kids, because they don't have to use it for college. They can start withdrawing from it when they turn 23. And if, let's say, if they decide to go into their own business, they can withdraw all of the money that's in that account and put towards their business. It doesn't even have to go to school. And if you choose to leave it in that account till you turn 30, it will literally be $600,000. So that's the thing. Like we need to focus. If we want to continue, in 1972, we were last in wealth.
Yeah.
In 2025, we're still last in wealth.
Last in wealth.
Now, when 2045 hit, we still gonna be last in wealth because so many people is focused on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue instead of focusing on the resources that's available for their house and their community.
Right.
Okay, hold on a second. Lyric, did you Sawyer, pay attention, Sawyer. Lyric, did you vote for the giggler?
Of course I did.
You know she did. She had her hair show her first episode.
Sawyer,
I
let me
remember
hear the
that.
Wait a
giggler.
minute.
Sawyer, let me
Wait.
hear
Let's
the
back up
giggler.
though. The first the pre-election, I didn't vote for her. I voted for what's it, Sanders? Wait a minute, who was running this last one?
Oh, so you voted?
No, nobody
you
ran. The
voted
Democrats
for
didn't have a primary.
what?
No,
Not
he
the
didn't run. They didn't have a primary. That's how democratic they are. They didn't let the people choose who they wanted to be the Democratic nominee. They didn't run nobody against Biden. They didn't run nobody against Kamala.
We only got 20 more minutes. Soy, can I hear the giggler one more time?
Nigga here.
All right, look. And that's who you voted for. Let me hear it again, Sawyer.
I sure did.
Oh my God. Hey. Sabrina. Who the hell the Democrats got to deal? Who they got to represent them next term?
I have no clue. I don't know.
Cory Booker?
Who knows?
Jeffries?
Who knows?
Jasmine Crockett?
Well, I don't even know. I gave
Do you
up.
know lyric?
What was it?
You done tuned
I
out.
was thinking Jasmine
I was looking
Crockett,
for
but
this stop.
Who do the Democrats
I need a
have
timeout.
to? Who do the Democrats have to represent them next term?
I have no idea.
Wow.
I have no idea.
Wow, that's
Like I
only
said,
3.5
I haven't been watching the news,
Right.
so I'm not up on what's going on. But as far as I can tell, they haven't named anybody. The last that I saw, they haven't picked anybody. So I don't know
Right.
what's going on there.
I wonder
No.
why.
They have.
But I'm
So
not
who would
Democratic,
you
so I don't
think?
know.
Okay.
Out of all the
Who
Democrats, who do
has
you
a
think?
hope? Who you think has a hope, Sabrina? Don't forget they are the hope. They are the hope dealers. They the hope dealers. So who you think has a hope?
I said Jasmine Crockett.
Jasmine Crockett. She the last on the totem pole.
No, let me tell you why. What will happen to Jasmine Crockett? They pumped her up for the last 90 days, talking about
Yeah,
she's
they
going to
did.
be the new leader. So guess what? They pumped her head up and even told her, girl, if you run for the highest position in Congress, you run to be the chair of the judiciary, we
Mm-hmm.
will support you. Guess what happened? When she ran for it, she got one vote, her
One
own.
vote.
Nobody else in the Democratic side voted for her. That's why
Wow.
she went on Instagram Live and said, hey, they told me something, I guess because I'm loud and proud.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the issue. That's the problem with the Democrats. Cory Booker ain't going to do nothing
Yeah.
because people remember what he did in Jersey. Bernie Sanders too old. Tim
Yeah.
Walz in Minnesota, he was up there. He had a snitch line, and it's like nobody.
And Hakeem Jeffries, he too long when he took 4 hours to say nothing.
It ain't even that.
I
You
don't
think
even know.
about.
I give up.
But if you ask yourself, what are two of the Democratic priorities or policies that they want to push?
They don't have none.
No, let them answer. That's
Oh.
but if you ask me on the GOP side, what is their policy? Reduce government spending, cut the government down, to reduce inflation, to increase energy, to lower fuel prices. And then now they just set in the new policy they've been working on the last month is to remove property tax from homeowners.
Yeah, I heard that.
How many black folks have been removed from their home because the house was paid off, but they came on hard times, couldn't afford to pay their taxes?
They trying to do that now here in Durham. Did you
Oh,
hear
they're
that?
doing that in Raleigh
They
too.
finding black
I heard
people are
about
being
that.
assessed higher.
So
Guess
that's
who
the thing.
initiated
They're
though?
trying to
Guess who
more
remove
taxes.
initiated
property
though? The
tax.
one you don't like. The one you
They
don't
paying
like
more in
initiated it
property
though.
taxes.
That right there is the biggest scam. You pay off a house and it can be taken because you don't pay some taxes for
Right.
services that you don't even really get.
Right.
But that's the one you don't like, though, Lyric. That's who
And
initiated that.
So
and
that's
do
all
you
I'm
like
saying
you
is
like
like,
everybody that does stuff that you don't like? You like everybody? You just like everybody?
I love
You
everybody.
you don't
I
have
don't
nobody
like
that you
So
don't
he
everybody.
like?
loves everybody.
I love
told you your
everybody, but I
father
don't like
love
everybody.
everybody.
Look, Letitia, who the Democrats got? Other than the
I'm
communist,
not.
what's it, the
I'm
communist
not a
No.
socialist
Democratic
Manani?
type of girl, so
Huh?
I don't follow. I said I'm not a Democratic girl, so I don't.
I
I
know
wouldn't
that,
know.
but I'm just saying, you full of hope, right? I mean, you ain't got to be Democrat full of hope. We just ain't hope addicts. You know what I'm saying? The Democrats are hope addicts. But
Yeah, no,
I need a
no.
time out.
You have to realize the things that I know about the Democratic Party that most
You have
people
to
don't
take
think
one.
to read on.
yeah, we know.
As
Yeah, we know.
so,
What do you think about Madon? What's his
I'm
name?
very anti.
Mamdani, whatever his name is. What do you think about him?
Who?
Mamdani, the socialist.
I don't
He's the
think
front runner
anything
right
Probably
of
going to
now.
him.
be the
He's the
mayor of
front
New
runner.
York,
Okay.
Manhattan, yeah, New York City.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
He's the front
That's
runner
New
right
York.
now.
Good luck. But other than that, I mean, it's just not my cup of tea. When you read on Wilmington, North Carolina of 1898, you'll understand why I feel so strongly when it comes to Democratic anything. So
Speak it.
asking
Speak.
me
We
is
got we
just
got
not
14
gonna. It's a
minutes.
brick
We got
wall.
we got 13 minutes. Tell us about it. Educate us.
You're gonna make me do it. Okay. So in 1898, Wilmington, North Carolina was booming and thriving, and they were doing great, and it wasn't a lot of racism. This was prior to Jim Crow, and
Mhm.
things were looking pretty good between blacks and
Mm-hmm.
whites. They were actually
Mhm.
bartering and
Right.
working on things together, but they were republic. So when the Democratic Party became the Democratic Party, and they decided, oh yeah, the blacks are going to come and they're going to support us, and they said, no, we're not. We're going to stay where we are
Mhm.
because it works. They then massacred all of them and their businesses and wiped them out
Mhm.
because they refused to conform. So again, when it comes to democratic things, it's a little touchy for me.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
that's the
much. That was brief and
1898
to the
American
point.
coup of
That
Wilmington.
was brief and to the point. Who you think stand a chance to run as president for the Democratic Party, Jeremiah?
Huh.
Nobody.
Honestly, I think we about to see that everybody's gearing up, like understanding, like, 2030, if in conspiracy talk, it's supposed to be, the year, that everything is supposed to be finalized with the new world order. Sorry if I get anybody in trouble. But honestly, I think by 2030, we ain't even gonna be dealing with presidential elections because just like Sabrina over here said, like everybody you ask, nobody has a clue. You see what I'm saying? The reason why nobody has a clue is because people are starting not to fuck with politics no more. I've been saying this shit for years. This is the reason why when you ask me a question about a politician, even Trump, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude,
Don't
like
care.
I don't fuck with politicians, and
No.
I think at least 60% of the population don't fuck with politics. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a hoax.
You know what I
Yeah.
did though? I did speak out when it came to somebody that was in a political party when it came to my community because
Mhm.
I live in Durham. So when the comment was made, in my opinion, in a derogatory sense for the youth of Durham City, I spoke on it because it mattered to me. But anything
Mhm.
outside of this, I don't really care about. And I'm sorry, no offense to anybody. Love your home, love yourselves, all that good stuff. But I just don't care.
Yeah.
If it ain't in my backyard, in my community, affecting my people right here that I'm close to and I care about, I just don't care. I don't.
I'm like this. Okay, this is me personally.
Especially
My pre my
politics.
my president is God. My vice president is his son. My Congress is their Holy Spirit. And I feel like if I vote for a mere imperfect human being, I'm telling God that I'm putting faith, hope, and belief in a mere imperfect human being. So I don't vote, and I still win because no mere man is going to dictate the quality of my life.
Yep, I
Period.
agree. I
Mm-hmm.
totally agree.
Period. All
Now,
right. With
please
that being
understand.
said,
Don't
uh-huh.
misunderstand what I said. I said I don't care when it comes to politics about
No,
other
no,
people's
no, no,
decisions
no.
in
I
my own
agree.
choice.
I heard you.
I don't
Yeah,
want
yeah.
people
Yeah.
like she don't care about the world. I'm like, wait,
No,
I
no.
do.
I care. I care about the world. I care about.
I
I
just don't
care
care about
about.
politics.
I care about. I care about my people. I care about all people. I don't like the term Black Lives Matter. I don't
I
like
don't
that term.
either. I don't
All
either.
lives matter. You know.
I don't like
Um,
that one either.
I hate what my God hates, and He hasn't changed His mind
Mm-hmm.
since
I don't hate
since
nothing.
Sodom and Gomorrah. He hate that shit so bad he killed the babies, he killed the animals, and even the people who condoned it and turned around and felt sorry for them. So I'm created in His image. And you know that's another thing. We're gonna talk about this topic next week. These BBL people, they say they're unique. They say they're unique and created in God's image. All right?
I totally disagree with that.
No, hold on. They say they created in God's image and they're
No.
unique. Then why they trying to look like somebody else? We're gonna talk about that next week, all right?
Period.
With that being said, we gonna get back to that one, all right? With they stinking
Yeah.
ass.
And they booty stink.
They
Oops.
stink like hell, boy.
Edit that
All right.
out. Shit, we live.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about BBLs next week. So y'all come on back. If you got a BBL, come on and interject. And I ain't talking
Oh
about
Lord.
with the injection neither. Hell no. All right.
Don't do it.
Well,
Don't do
anyway,
it.
let's get back and let's give a shout out back
Damn.
to our sponsors, Lit Sticks. Shout out to Rashid Myers, Team Collective, Team Collective Wear, Team Collective Music Group, Team Collective Visions for the Lit Sticks.
Hey,
I didn't get a
that's
chance
what
to
I
hear
heard.
it this time.
I heard it
And of
mixed.
course, my very own Doja Moonshine Fix Paradise Juice. Y'all go ahead and get yours at www.dojavineyard.com. That's DOJA vineyard.com. We also have vodka, uh, wines, whiskey, and brandy. And I want to send a shout out and thank you and salute my guest panelists. And we'll be back next week. Sabrina Everett, Lyric Ethiu,
Okay.
Samuel Blue,
Oh,
Jeremiah Duffy, Letitia Duffy, and shout out to my engineer, Sawyer Akins, and my
always
producer,
stand by.
Sean Stewart. Peace, love, and hair grease. Later.
Bye bye.